For decades, Mars has captured our imagination. It's a world both familiar and alien, with its vast red deserts, icy poles, and whispers of ancient rivers that may have once carried life. I'm Aiden, and welcome back to What Now Viral. Today, for the first time in history, we're on the brink of turning that dream into a reality. NASA and SpaceX, two powerhouses of space exploration, are working, sometimes together and sometimes in parallel, toward one extraordinary goal: building the first permanent human colony on Mars. But how exactly do they plan to do it? What challenges stand in their way? And when might we finally call Mars home? Let's dive in. Mars isn't just another planet. It's the most Earth-like world in our solar system. It has a day that's just 40 minutes longer than ours, polar ice caps made of water, and an atmosphere that, while thin, could one day be engineered to support us. For Elon Musk and SpaceX, Mars represents humanity's ultimate backup plan. As Musk famously put it, we must become a multiplanetary species to ensure the survival of consciousness itself. NASA, on the other hand, views Mars as the next great step in exploration, a natural continuation of the Apollo moon missions. Through its Artemis and Mars programs, NASA aims to first establish a sustainable presence on the moon, then use those lessons to finally reach for Mars. Together, these two visions are converging toward a shared future, a self-sustaining human civilization on the red planet. Getting to Mars is the first and biggest hurdle. The journey takes about 6 to 9 months, depending on the planet's alignment. That's half a year dealing with cosmic radiation, the effects of microgravity, and complete total isolation. SpaceX's answer to this is the Starship, a fully reusable stainless steel rocket taller than the Statue of Liberty, capable of carrying over 100 passengers per flight. Unlike any rocket before it, Starship is designed to refuel in orbit, allowing it to make the long-haul trip to Mars and, crucially, come back again. NASA's approach is complementary. Its Space Launch System, or SLS, the most powerful rocket the agency has ever built, will carry astronauts to the moon as part of the Artemis program. From there, NASA envisions building a lunar gateway, a small space station orbiting the moon that will serve as a staging point for deep space missions to Mars. In the near future, we could see SpaceX Starships docking with NASA's gateway, combining private innovation with government infrastructure in a partnership that could make Mars travel almost routine. But reaching Mars is only half the story. Surviving there is another challenge entirely. Mars is an extreme environment, with temperatures plunging to -80 degrees Fahrenheit, an atmosphere made mostly of carbon dioxide, and intense, unfiltered radiation from the sun. To survive, the first astronauts will need to create safe habitats. Essentially, mini-Earths protected under domes. Both NASA and SpaceX are developing concepts for inflatable or 3D printed habitats, using materials sourced directly from the Martian soil itself. This game-changing idea, called in-situ resource utilization, could allow colonists to build everything from homes and radiation shields to landing pads using the local regolith. Inside these habitats, advanced life support systems will recycle every drop of water, generate breathable oxygen, and grow food. Imagine hydroponic farms and genetically engineered plants providing not just nutrition, but also a touch of psychological comfort. A little green oasis under a vast red sky. And then there's the question of power. NASA plans to deploy small, reliable nuclear reactors like its kilopower system, while SpaceX is exploring massive solar farms paired with battery storage. Together, these systems could sustain a permanent human base, even through the planet's legendary dust storms that can last for weeks on end. To truly colonize Mars, humans must not just survive, they must thrive. And that means creating a self-sufficient, closed-loop economy where food, fuel, and materials are produced locally. One of the biggest breakthroughs will be making rocket fuel on Mars itself. SpaceX's Starship is designed to run on methane and oxygen, both of which can be manufactured from Martian resources. Using a chemical process called the Sabatier reaction, carbon dioxide from the thin atmosphere and hydrogen from water ice can be combined to produce methane. This would turn the planet itself into a refueling station. This is the cornerstone of a sustainable Mars colony. It means starships could make round trips, delivering cargo, building supplies, and eventually more people, without needing to haul all their fuel from Earth. NASA's robotic missions are already paving the way. The Perseverance rover, for example, carries an experiment called MOXIE, which has already successfully produced small amounts of pure oxygen from the Martian atmosphere. These are small steps, but they are proof that the technology actually works. So, what will life actually be like for the first Martians? The first settlers will likely live in underground or heavily pressurized habitats, working long hours on scientific research, critical engineering, and basic survival tasks. They'll communicate with Earth via delayed transmissions, a lag of up to 20 minutes each way, which means no live conversations and no quick calls for help. Every aspect of daily life will be redefined. Showers will be a luxury. Meals will come from hydroponic farms or vacuum-packed rations. Leisure time might mean simply looking out a viewport at a horizon tinted pink by the thin, dusty atmosphere. The psychological challenges will be immense. The profound isolation, the confinement, and the constant awareness that help is months away. That's why both NASA and SpaceX are investing heavily in crew psychology research, studying how humans cope with long-duration isolation in analog environments like the HIC's base in Hawaii or remote research stations in Antarctica. But for those who go, the reward will be extraordinary. To become the pioneers of a new world, the first humans to turn Mars from a distant dream into a second home. So, the big question: when will humans actually set foot on Mars? NASA's official timeline targets the late 2030s, following a series of ambitious moon missions and technology tests. SpaceX, ever ambitious, hopes to send its first crewed Starship as early as the mid-2030s, once its uncrewed cargo missions have established basic infrastructure on the surface. In reality, the path to Mars will likely be a grand collaboration, combining NASA's decades of experience, SpaceX's disruptive innovation, and international partners from Europe, Japan, and beyond. The first colony might start as just a handful of habitats, powered by nuclear and solar energy, connected by dust-covered rovers. But over the decades, it could grow into a true settlement, with sprawling greenhouses, advanced laboratories, and even families born under the pale light of a distant sun. It's an audacious vision, one that will test our technology, our endurance, and our very imagination. But if humanity can overcome these immense challenges, Mars could become our second home within this century. From the first rocket flame to the first footprint on another world, the journey to Mars will redefine what it means to be human. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey to the Red Planet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. See you in the next one.